Alright, so I'm gonna go through all of these artifacts and rank them all in these tiers. So I guess I'll start with Orcrist, which is easy S tier. Um, yeah, no, so Orcrist is really good because it's literally free warning against orcs and demons. Uh, I have not used it. Supposedly, if you get the Ford Guardians one, because it's got some props in his silver, it can be pretty good for fighting demons. But I think that one's pretty heavy. Orcrist weighs 20. I don't know why it says this because I'm pretty sure 20 is less than 40, and long swords are 40. So this seems like some bullshit to me. Sting. Sting is F tier. Because Orcrist exists and Orcrist covers more than it does, and who the fuck would ever use Sting? Grimtooth is another easy S tier. Literally just slotless warning. Humans, minions, and elves. You can get a small one off a goblin, so OP. Karanon. It's free slotless invisibility for knights. So that, oops. So that's A tier. I've never used it. But, oh, warning versus magic wording, yeah. I mean, it's just free slotless for knights. That's nice. Slave to Armok. It's bloodthirsty. And I could see it being very nice for certain players, but it's lawful and dwarf favoring, so I think it gets kind of blasty if you aren't the right guy, and it's bloodthirsty. The bonus damage is nice. And all of these nameables are nice because you can feed them to neutral quest guys. Clydma. Wait, is that slotless warning? It weighs 40. Oh no, okay, you when wielded. Yeah, no. I've just fucking F tier, dude. I could see using it for Sword of the Deeps. In which case I would argue that it would probably be closer to C tier. It's a situation like elves, fade, giants, elementals, and primordials. Primordials? I can't see a good situation for it. Dragonbane. I'm gonna put that in D tier. It's a lance. Lances are so heavy. And that's just not usable for most players. And you gotta be on a steed, and the only person doing this is gonna be a knight, and they're gonna use whatever the R one is. Dragon Breath Reflection is nice. Slotless Warning. Yeah, that's not slotless if it weighs 120 or whatever a lance weighs. I'm sorry. Now, if Dragonbane was made out of dragon tooth, that was light enough, this could actually be B tier. I'm not sure how light that is compared to iron. Nodin's Fork. Doesn't it give slotless warning? Yeah. I'll put it. Put it B tier. I would never use it. But you know, slotless warning is really nice. It's kind of broken in my opinion right now. How it's literally just it's free real estate. Gaia's Fate. No. Just no. Just F tier. Fuck off. Fucking hate that shit. It's a waste of an artifact. Yes, let me hurt plants. Fey, elves, and elementals. Slotless warning. Wait, what? Holy shit. Alright. Congrats, you're in B tier. The thing is, elves, you already get that from Orcrist. Or Grimtooth, rather. Insects, arachnids, that's not very useful. Avians, that's not useful. Most of these animal... It has good coverage, but not of anything I'm ever concerned about, you know? I don't know. Fuck you, you're C now. Werebane. I am not a fan, but some people like it just because it's a silver saber, I guess. Put it in D tier. Giant Slayer. Slotless detection of giants and boulder throwers. That's E tier. That's not very useful. I could see that having some value. It's an axe. Axes aren't the lightest. It's just goofy. Vampire Killer. So life draining res is nice. Invoked play. I'm not sure if I've ever used this weapon, so I'm gonna put it in unknown. Kingslayer, I like Kingslayer. Kingslayer is nice. I think it's probably B tier, just because of the slotless warning against monster lords and princes, which is super useful. Peacekeeper against always hostile. Peacekeeper C tier. Again, like these are weapons are not worth using. These are purely utility artifacts. Ogre Smasher, I'm gonna put that in A tier. It's really balanced in my opinion. Like Ogre's, whoops, back in A tier. Ogre Smasher is stupidly balanced for a lot of roles because it's like you've got 0 turn offhand weapons, and so if you've got like a bow or like a polearm that you want to be able to instantly swap between, you've got to give up that slot for Ogre Smasher. So if you can't 2-weapon, or I guess, can you? Okay, you can 2-weapon with it, but not realistically. You need Master to not suck shit with it. But just the 25 con, 25 strength is really nice. But the swap weapon slot is worth more in dNetHack because of instant swaps. Trollsbane, fuck Trollsbane, fuck Trollsbane. I don't. It's heavy. It's stupid heavy. It sucks so much. I don't like. It could insta kill. Okay, you know what? My big gripe with it petrifies trolls, turns gremlins to dust. Doesn't work on like wood trolls, and it's like, wait a minute. So its whole shtick is that it'll like insta kill trolls, but the one kind of troll that's only like the only kind of troll that's ever slightly a threat or annoying in the end game, it doesn't work on. Why is this? Fuck this item. Z-Hot. I think I've gotten this. Wait, Outlaw / Bullwhip? Okay, I'm just putting it in unknown. Not sure why it's highlighted. Cleaver. Cleaver is A tier in my books. ARS is also A tier. Kind of wish they didn't smash weapons. It's kind of annoying. Pen of the Void, obviously S tier, but it's part of the backbone of the binder. If you aren't a binder, it's like C tier. It can still be useful if you've got some spirit to put in it for utility. Luck Blade, Jesus. Luck Blade. It's a C tier. It's good for convict, but you'll still probably end up using your iron ball quite a bit. I don't like it personally. This weapon, I like this weapon. I'm gonna call it A tier. It is part of the core knight strategy in my books. Rod of Lordly Might, also another A tier. Weapon, yeah, I'm just gonna have to start stacking these. It's nice. I like it in usually. I think the form I use it in varies, but yeah. Marauder's Map, that is another A tier, just because it's such a good utility artifact. So for pirates, it's extra useful because of the extra chance of arties, but just unlimited object detection. You cannot argue with that at all. And the finding the artifact thing is turbo useful, so it's obviously no S tier, but it's really nice. This shit, I have no idea what this is or why anybody would use it. I think it's inferior to no. Okay, it's actually superior. So damage dice are better, and it can be offhanded. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I've never been quite that big of a fan. Oh, Singing Sword. Singing Sword is absolute A tier. Really nice for bards, especially once. The nice thing is it scales with your level. So, sort of. So not necessarily your level, but your dungeoneering experience. So once you hear Una's song, you can get a double damage elemental. Once you ring the bell, you can get a Vorpal-like property. Yeah. Mjolnir. Mjolnir is definitely between A and B tier. The lightning bolts and explosions are fucking annoying, dude. That shit can fuck you up bad. I don't think it grants electricity resistance. And throwing it and having it return is pretty A tier, but sometimes the lightning bolts and explosions can be more than you bargained for, especially when you're a lawful Valk and you end up fucking pissing people off. Even neutral, because you can't murder and it sucks. Magic Bane. I don't know where to put it, honestly. I'm gonna put it in B tier, but if I knew how to use the warding system better, I think I'd like it because I could use it faster. The dice on it, I don't think it's damaged. Oh, wait. Fanfare deal increased damage to magic. I don't know if the dice on it have been changed. I don't think. I think it uses vanilla style 5d6 versus 1d4. Oh. No. Okay, it got buffed. To magic resistant creatures. I don't know how many. Does that mean if it resists the attack? Jesus, those are good dice. It might be better than I think. I don't really know. But I don't think its damage output can keep up with the DNH HP shift. Hold on, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay. I just didn't want to be this far through. Grace Wander. Warning versus all, I think that means it literally just provides warning. C tier. This is... It's not that great, dude. It's made of silver, but so is so much shit. Hellorez is nice, but there's more sources of that now. See ODS. I'm not the biggest fan of it in this game. You've better options. I'm gonna put Frostbrand and Firebrand in the same tier. Again, were good in vanilla, but things here have way more HP. Fuck's Yidhala. So I rolled a pirate with this once because I found it in Perseus, and that happened to be the best artifact weapon I found. Things might be different now, because I know a lot. Chris went through and removed poison arrows from a shitload of monsters, like even deep ones. And so this might be a lot better, but I just remember it absolutely sucking ass. And it used to be too heavy. I think it's still kind of heavy. Obviously the whip form sucks, and you'd only ever use it in sword. Mirrorbrand. Mirrorbrand is, in my opinion, B tier. It is objectively better than all of those previous double damage ones. Because it hits you with the reflection. It's got like Magic Bane-like effects, and it's got double damage versus non-neutrals. Sunsword. Sunsword, I think, is pretty lower C tier. The light is nice when it doesn't crash the game. And the fact that it's shining or whatever. You know what? I'm moving it up in C tier a bit. Yeah. I think I might be underjudging it. I personally don't like that you only get double damage versus undead and demons, because that's kind of limiting to me. I fight a lot of things, There's a lot of things in the game that aren't undead and demons, but it definitely has its place. And that is in my pet's hand. Thank you for being a light source, pet. Axe of the Dwarvish Lords. I highly fuck with X-ray vision. Unfortunately, for a lot of dwarves, this isn't a very practical item. This is A tier. It really is. It has too many features. It's got the double damage and being a battle axe. It's got X-ray vision. Granting teleport control, digging. It's just so good, but it's two-handed. And yeah, that's kind of limiting for a lot of scenarios. Wind Rider, personally, I think Wind Rider is pretty shit. I've heard people say good things about it. Like, if you can get that multi-shot up with a damage bonus, I think you can, like, fucking triple shot it at expert. And the fact that it returns to quiver is real nice, but, not a fan. Rod of the Ram, I'm hesitant to put it in D tier. The knockback is nice. It's a mace. I don't like maces. I always have problems hitting things with them, and I don't think their dice are that great. Double damage is nice, but yeah, I mean, this is more of a toy just for the knockback. Atmo weapon, that's A tier. I think it might be S tier, honestly. Sabers are good. I honestly don't know the dice on this one. I think you're better off to not be drain resistant. I don't know, it's been changed so much. Limited Moon, A tier, used to be S tier, but it got nerfed. Black Arrow, instant S tier. I thought it mulched. Like, had a chance of mulching just like a normal arrow, but it doesn't. Yeah, so it's just stupid OP because it does so much damage and has so much to hit and never mulches. I don't know if that's been changed in Devil. I hope not. Tenza, I'm instantly putting an unknown. I do not know the full power of Tenza. I never tried to play Tenza. It seems high risk, high reward. Historically, it's been really useful. But yeah. Okay, so officially utility artifacts. So don't fucking die. I've used this before. As a drow, I think. Just altar scumming lowdown. I know it was hella useful early game, but I cannot see this holding up for shit late game. The dances are pretty cool. Like the brief 2 times cold damage. I'm gonna put it in D tier though. I can't. I'm gonna move it up to C tier. The multi-tile movement's useful. Tobium, so I've played this as a crystal sword before. It's weird. It needs to be a crystal sword. If it was a crystal sword, it might be like B tier, but it's D tier. Lance of Longinus, this is A tier. It's almost S tier. It's just, if it was a double damage artifact, it would be S tier. But the fact that early game, if you need those, like half fizz, spell, magic, res, and reflection, that's fuck, it's S tier, dude. Slotless, drain res, I forgot about that. It's S tier. It does have the damage bonus now, I guess, against holy and unholy. Oh, that's interesting, actually. It might. It's okay. It's S tier. I don't think it needs to be nerfed, honestly, because it is a very situational. You're only getting that benefit when you're using it, and it's not that great late game to use it. It's just a good slotless item. And even early game, I find it. If I find it early game, I'll be like, my main weapon's better. I don't have spear skill. Like, those are nice things it provides, but I would much rather use my on-hand weapon that is a lot better. Arkenstone, objectively S tier. It's free. It's free. It only weighs as much as a diamond, acts as a light source, and slotless conflict. So I never use it for slotless conflict. I just like that it acts as a light source. If it was moving it down to A tier, needs to be bright light. So 3 radius instead of 2. Let's see. Release from care. I'm gonna put it in B tier. Cause the beheading is cool. Life drain when wielded. That's it's nice to be able to, when you're fighting something that'll drain you, have something that'll negate most of the attack. Slotless cold res is nice for certain players, and healing invoke, it's really weak. It's not that much healing, dude. So yeah, life hunt scythe. If it weren't for the drawbacks, it would be S tier. People sleep on this. I think I personally hate it. I sleep on it. It's really good. It's also really bad at the same time. If you don't have anything better, which isn't an unusual situation, multiple times this weapon has carried me through major parts of the mid to late game. Drain res and stealth when wielded is nice. The invoke is nice. I don't know if it's still bloodthirsty. Can't remember. Fuck bloodthirsty. The bonus damages are nice. The gaining the study sucks. The beheading is nice. The sneak attacks are really nice if you're a rogue. I rolled it as a rogue. S tier as a rogue. So, but the study stack against you really sucks. And I don't like farm implements. HMS, I slept on this weapon. HMS is woo. It's really good. Because it hits hard. Like, it hits hard, you can fire, you get clairvoyance while wielded, and you can invoke for enlightenment. Absolute S tier. I don't think it needs to be nerfed. It's not like it ruins the balance, it's just, it comes with a lot of good features, and there are definitely items I would use over it. But it's a full package. It's a full package. Alright, here we go. Get an E tier. Silence Glaive. The only value it has is genocide susceptible kill. It's an old ancient item, one of the first things Chris added. I don't like it. It's too heavy. That's really my problem with it. If it was light and it provided all this, that would be cool. Lead on to the Garnet Rod, its sister item. Garnet Rod is B tier. So I would shit on it because it's not. It's so light that it's not worth not carrying around. Wielding it, I wish I could. I wish I did that. I never use it when I should. I'm always in situations and I don't think to use it. But the invoke seems cool. I don't think I think I used it once. But yeah, I don't know. Helping Hand. This is questionable. I'm only putting it in A tier. A lot of people think it's S tier. I think it grants warning when carried. You can engrave fast with it, which is nice, but the blocking curses is just useful. And people are like, oh, it's S tier, but it's kind of heavy. Not the biggest fan. Alright, Blade Singer, both of these I'm going to put in D tier. They're neat, it's really cool, the dice on them ain't enough for me, and I don't think it's supposed to. I think it's an okay early game item for some. I've never had an experience where I've got to use it, but yeah. Black Tree, C tier. It's cool. I don't know if I'd use it. Maybe if I found it early on, but otherwise, yeah, fire explosions are annoying and it damage isn't great, and it's a club. Hellfire, not a big projectile user. I found it as a pirate, but never got to use it. And I'm gonna drop it to D tier. It's just doesn't seem worth using. Lash of the Cold Waste. Yeah. Wait, are these even... Okay, yeah, these are utility. Are we in utility? Yeah, how is this a utility artifact? What utility did... Explosions aren't a utility. Get in D tier, fuck you. Ramiel's F tier, it's too heavy. Oh wait, using it... I forgot about the horseback thing. I would never do that. But it reminds me of Reaper from Slash 'em, and that's a good item. I don't know, these are... It's too situational for me. I don't use these items because there's better options. Spine Seeker, that's E tier. Quicksilver, A tier used to be S tier, but the attacks got cut in half. So the damage is not the best ever anymore, obviously. It's still S tier for priests, I'd argue, because I think they have flail scale. But slotless, very fast speed. And I say it's slotless, but I think the item weighs a bit. Yeah, I don't know, I don't like it. Skyrender, I'm going to put it B tier. It's not, I wouldn't use it as a weapon, per se, but slotless displacement. Can't argue with it. Fumito no Ken, D tier. I've got it sacking before early on, and I mostly used it for the shurikens, because shurikens are actually pretty good. But the dice on it aren't great. Florid Octet used to be S tier, now it's A tier, and the only reason I say that is because there are a lot of monsters that are MG Rider. And the thing about that is I think the dice were broken on it and it did more damage than it was supposed to. So MG Rider sets Mon HP to be about 50 roughly on average. And so Florid Octet did pretty much that much when you threw it at anything. And so you could use it to one-shot the Elder Priest and you didn't have to train anything or question anything. It would just be, okay, cool, I have the Florid Octet. That's Elder Priest countered plus any other riders. It was really nice for that. Yeah. Shambhala, S tier, easy. It's not as OP now, or I wouldn't say it's not as OP, I'd say, yeah, you know what, it's not as OP. It's less needed now. So the WSFX plus 7, DR switch, it doesn't provide full body DR action. It might not be S tier anymore. I still think it is. But yeah, no, the stat bonuses, it's like the biggest carrier cap you can gain, but now we have a neutral guy that'll provide that, which is, in my opinion, really good. Because the reason this item was picked was because we kind of needed more carry cap, and this was like pretty much the only way to get it. Solomir, easy A tier. It needs... If it didn't fuck with its spell casting, it might be S tier. It has a good reflection, or it has a good resistance set. It can be enchanted to plus 7, and it's light enough that it's usable. Really good mid-game. Usually end up replacing it with dragon shit, because it's hard to not, like, reflection and life drain are its primary things. And it has pretty good AC. But I don't know, usually you pick up reflection from something else or life drain from something else, and you're like, well, I'm only getting a little bit from this, so I might as well just go DSM. for the special resistances. Aegis, S tier. I don't use the invoke much. I hear it's good. I just find that the fact that you can use it in either of these two slots and it gives Fizz Dam and Reflection, it can be really good for a lot of builds. Actually, let me move this away from Unknown. I'd call it S tier. Grandmaster's Robe, I'm pretty sure that's A tier. I don't use it very often, but it's good for martial arts guys. And ooh, double robe. Yeah, I think it's definitely good. It's definitely not S tier. I might be wrong about that though. Beastmaster's Duster. It needs to be made of Dragonhide. I can't remember if it is, and I'll put it in C tier. It's cool, the concept, and the Beast Mastery restriction on gift. That's nice to get basic in Beast Mastery, so that I don't know if you end up surrounding the downstairs with lava and you want to move your pets with you, and they don't like lava. Well, boom, you have a solution. Mirror Bright. I do not. It is. Shit. Like, it doesn't give Dragon Reflection. I don't use Conflict that much in dNetHack, actually. And Hollow Res isn't that great in dNetHack, because you can get it from other shit, and it's honestly even then not that useful. All Seeing. I didn't know these were +7able. That might be new. I gotta put it. Where did I put Mirror Bright? Put it in B tier. I'm gonna put this. A lot of the problem with these shields is they compete with dragon shields for the slot, and that kind of. I'm gonna put this shit in E. Whoops. Get in E tier, and then I'm gonna move Mirror Bright to C tier, because it's definitely not B tier. Yigsh. E tier. They just get worse. So. You know what? Where did I put? Okay, good. Those are in the same tier. Yeah, they are. They both suck. These shields are not great. We need a good shield. I guess, but yeah, that's the best shield. Whisper Feet. Okay, Whisper Feet is B tier. The problem is, it's hard to get a. It's different now, I guess, now that we have Chaos 2 flying. It can be annoying. You don't always have foot slot open because you need flying boots if you aren't a race that flies or a Chaos 2 victim. So yeah, I mean, it's speed boots plus, and a lot of the times I'd be fine rolling plain speed boots. Water Flowers, I'm gonna put it in B tier as well. It's just, it doesn't work well with a lot of builds. A lot of builds are dependent on either speed or flying in that slot. But if you can afford to have something else, I mean, Water Flowers is a pretty good option. Hammer Feet, the knockback is cool. It might be better in NDNH, but it's pretty fucking F tier. Because, like, you're not kicking shit. Not even, if you're polyed into something using at kick, it doesn't even go through that code. So, actually it might with exit Y merge. Actually, no, it probably doesn't. Whatever. Shield of the Resolute Heart. This is a very C tier item. Oh wait, no, I have Fizz. Shit. That's B tier. If I've seen B tier. Yeah, I like the invoke because it's nice when you get it gifted early on, and Hef Fizz is nice. It's a less good Gauntlets of Defense from Slash'em. And we have Premium Heart and Gauntlets of Spell Power, which are both objectively better. Stormhelm, A tier. The lightning spell is nice. It's nice to have that in your wheelhouse as a caster, and the fact that it's also a Helm of Brilliance is nice, and the shock res when carried. It's a really solid item for a lot of builds, though usually you can't afford it because you need to spend your Art of Wishes on better shit. S tier. It's gotten worse since Nero rewrote spell maintenance. So you used to be able to use the bonus skill to be able to maintain shit with only basic, which would save slots on Ink Anna. And that was so useful. But now you can't use it to save slots anymore for maintenance, so you could just get basic in Divination and maintain Detect Monster. That was really one of the best uses, but I mean, it's got the double damage, HSP dam, and it's GOP. S tier, instant S tier. Absolute necessary wish for a lot of the choices of builds I make for casters. Premium Heart, I'm going to put it in S tier because 25 Dex is really nice if you're rolling, like early game it's so nice, especially if you're rolling Elven Mithril, so you get the full Dex bonus, but even with, if you end up rolling DSM and you get the half Dex bonus, still a lot of AC. And then of course it's stupidly good, like it's necessary for any build doing weaponless just because of the damage bonuses. And held one, instant S tier. I think we've talked about this a lot. It covers waterproofing, sleep res, free action, MR, MC3, and then invoke will warn to teleport it, and WSF. I mean, this is a given. It's neutral intelligence, so you have to be neutral to use it. I don't think I run neutral characters without it. Like, I think the move is to remove MR, but I think it would still be S tier, but I think it might be a bit more balanced. Because there's a lot of MR sources now that are slotless, and it's just kind of a lot when you get this early on to get all of these resistances at once. You're kind of like fucking set, resistance-wise. Excalibur, I'm going to put in S tier, only because of the Sword of the Deeps. Sword of the Deeps, Excal, fucking wild, dude. Wait, and the 2-hit bonus is actually semi-nice. Oh, and the, ooh, it gets Holy Hating? Okay, yeah, it's S tier. Clarent, I don't use Clarent, but I think it's B tier. Just as a knight, what do I do as a knight? Why am I not offhanding it? I must be offhanding something else? Oh, it's too heavy to use in the offhand, that would be why. Yeah, that should be fixed in my opinion, I don't know. Make it out of something else that's lighter maybe, Mithril? And then it could be offhanded potentially. It seems like it has good utility. I just have not used it. Stormbringer, it's thirsty. That's annoying. The con bonus, the against Holy Hating, and whoops, it's S tier. Oops. But I don't always use it as much as I should maybe. Vorpal Blade I think is A tier. It's definitely. Whoops. It's definitely buffed quite a bit from vanilla. I don't know. The Beheading I think is fancier now. It does Exploding Dice. I don't know. I don't know if it's A tier. I hear it's good now. I think I've used it once and it was pretty nice, but I might have been using it early on. Bow of Skadi. It's like Mjolnir, but it shoots arrows. Using bows is kind of annoying to me. But it has good utility and it does a really good damage. And when you get the multi-shot on it and you just fucking... It's like you're casting Cone of Cold at stuff plus a lot of damage. It might even be S tier, I don't know. Crown of Saint King. Put that in unknown. In fact, I'm going to move the unknown over a bit. And move these guys. Oops. Move these guys over. I don't know how it is. I don't think I've ever used it. Helm of the Dark Lord. Again, put that in unknown. Oops, let me move Tenza down. Reaver. Reaver sucks shit. Reaver needs a buff. I'm putting it in F tier. It's not that bad, but the damage on it sucks. There's no way a pirate isn't going to find something better, and the stealing is frankly more annoying than useful. Sunbeam, I don't think I've ever used it. It just conceptually looks really good to me. Veil of Latona is, I think it's S tier, just cause it just comes with a stacked set of shit. Just MR, reflection, invisibility, and left turn when carried, and it's also if it's not WSFXE7 actually, if it's not, or whatever Nero's renaming that to right now. It might only be A tier if you can't enchant to +7, which shows how spoiled we are now with every artifact armor that isn't like, what the fuck is that? Moonbeam, A tier. It's just Night Fright, 2 times. Like, it's good, yeah. Yoki no Yumi. I think it's good. I think it's just good to have. I would use it on the priest. I'm just gonna put it in B tier just because, like, samurais, do they really need that? Ooh, 1d20 and 2 times damage to Yaw fired from it. An invoke to create. Yeah, I think Yaws do a lot of damage. It might be B tier, or A tier, but I'm gonna put it in B. Yo, I have no idea what this shit is, but Okay. Yope. All these arc items are just getting dropped in unknown. Oh, I love these. These are S tier. Hermes sandals, yeah, these are what I want. They're speed boots of flying. That's all you need to know. Silver Starlight, get an unknown, Earth Spider, hold on, why the fuck? Alright, I'm gonna, my A tier is kind of full. I'm gonna move some of this shit over. Okay. Tentacle Rod, I don't think most of these are that such. I don't know shit about them. Crescent Blade, I don't know anything about that. I mean, I could look at the details and just guess, but I don't. A lot of these are things I've not played. So Loth's Fang, yeah, I don't know about that one. Scepter of Loth, easy S tier, because you get it so early, and you can put it in Greatsword mode and get a double damage Droven Greatsword really early on, plus it's got all these invoke bonuses. Super nice. And you can fast engrave with it while in Greatsword. Again, more, okay, wait, do I already have, okay, I have those in there, Lee Cleaver. I think Lee Cleaver's shit, isn't it? I don't know. Death Spear of Viron, I hear it's good. I hear it's new, I think, right? Again, I don't know these. I just don't know these items. Glamdring, okay, here we go. Oh, I love Glamdring. It's no Excalibur, but I'm gonna put it in B tier. I use it early on, it's not the greatest. Armor of Erebor is neat. The resistance set is awesome. It might be S tier, but I'm gonna put it in A tier. Yeah, I mean, the bonus I see is what sells it to me. It makes it usable armor. It's probably kind of heavy though. Armor of Kahad, again, this one has bonus AC, and it's a first gift. It's really nice. A tier. War Mask of Durin, I love that. Just because it uses a slot that has value but isn't too overcrowded, and it just gives nice shit. Good writ. It might, it's not S tier. It might be, but it's A tier to me. Durin's Axe, never used it. Whenever I play Dwarf Noble, I'm going to put it in C tier just because it's like, why would I use this? It's nice though because you can swap it as a digging implement instead of carrying a pick, but I think it might be a little bit heavier. I don't know, if you can find a Mithril pick that's only like, what, 40? It's still probably going to be more than that axe. Rod of Elvish Lords, it's A tier in my books. I don't know. I like it early on. It's just double damage early on. Plus, I usually use it in Broadsword, I think, for dice, and you can engrave as an Anthem. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Palantir. I love Palantir. Call that shit A tier. Whoops. Belthronding needs a buff. I suggested some shit. So it doesn't provide reflection, which sucks, cause like, it's worse than the longbow of Diana. I'm gonna put it in D tier. You need something, cause like, why would I go it over the Palantir? Cause the Palantir gives extra vision and all this nice shit, slotlessly. Now, I think the Palantir, I don't know how much it weighs, but it usually, it's kind of a heavy build when you're running the Crystal Sword and that. Archer Curium. All of these are F tier because you have to pick between them and the S tier item. So this item it's a double damage Crystal Sword with life drain res and reflection, and I think it acts as silvered. You can't argue with that. Rogue Gear Spirits. I don't know. See, I'm not. Oh wow, these are finally on the wiki. Jesus, I think they used to not be. I've never really run Gnome Ranger very far. I don't think I've ever crowned one, so I really don't know about these items. These aren't in the game yet, so I'm not even gonna put those on my scale. Okay, yeah. 7 parts. 7 parts is B tier in my books. Supposedly it's really good now because of the holy. Oh, because of the. Oh. I think it might be really good now if you can get plus D30 versus non-lawful when uncursed. Holy and unholy. Oh, but that's kind of specific. Life Drain Res is nice. I like its abilities. It's a good utility item. It's kind of heavy, I think. I don't know. It's usually more work than it's worth to me. Field Marshals is supposed to be shit. Putting in E tier, the Cannonade is a really cool attack. Instant F tier. Instant F tier. These are meant to be shit though. Black Crystal. I don't know what these actually weigh. I don't know if these weights are right. Deals 2 times damage when thrown. Okay. All of these are B tier. Like, they're nice. They're kind of heavy, and there might be another artifact that provides the res better. But, yeah. Nighthorn, E tier. The scariness is cool, but you can't reliably use it to dip into potions, it'll just burn them. Don't like that it comes cursed in Axe's Lockstone. Toggle to invoke levitation. I did not know that. No, that's not very useful. Oh, it always blasts. It's just not nice. Lost Names. Easy S tier. Hold on, let me see if I can. I need more space in A tier. Infinite Spells is A tier. Necronomicon is B tier. Because Necronomicon you can have a good time, or usually you just have a bad time. Staff of Wild Magic is fun. I don't know how good it actually is. Usually by the time you'd find it, it's not something you're gonna really be considering using, but you can. It's just goofy. It's a toy. Robe of the Archmage. MR Robe. That's Chaotic Monk Crowning Gift. Looks pretty A tier to me. Maybe not though. Maybe I don't know. Just because they probably want to be wearing the extra dice robe. I don't know. Head of the Archmage. For a wizard, this is S tier. For anybody else, it's F tier. IMA, I think IMA is supposed to be S tier. I've never got to use it. Oh no, wait, yeah, I have. I don't remember when. I didn't get to use it properly. Hold on. Silver Key is S tier, no doubt about it. Staff of 12 Mirrors. I don't know, I've not used it. And Sincera Blade. Usually I shit on these, I pick them up and I'm like, bro, these are garbage. Fuck this item. Hand Mirror Citadel. I hate it. Slotless Teleport Control and the Invocation thing is cool. I'm gonna put it in C tier though, because I would way rather have the Silver Key. Ithilek, I think it might, yeah, it gives Dragon Breath now. It used to not. I'm not sure how good this actually is. I think this might. Oh, this is good. That's definitely A tier, if not S tier. The Analyst is S tier. Just the damage on it's too good. Heart of a Rumen is S tier as well. Slotless, all that shit. Like, okay, it weighs as much as a ruby, and it gives you 4 of the more valuable core things slotlessly, and Invoke for Remove Curse is also epic, and I've never thrown it. That's stupid, you're losing all that. It doesn't mulch anymore, though, when thrown, which is nice. I could see maybe. No, I can't see tossing it. Lyre of Orpheus. That is easy A tier. It's really nice just because MR plus the pet following you thing is really useful when you're a weak little bard and you barely did the quest because your pets carried you, and your big weakness is getting separated from your pets. It makes it a lot harder. The Invoke for Taming is really nice for taming Una because it's hard to use the song on her because she'll freaking interrupt it. Yeah. Scepter of Might. I don't know if I've used it in any meaningful. I've used the Indian Age version, but I don't think I've used that version. Iron Ball of Levitation. So This is A tier, if not S tier. It acts. It's S tier. It's fucking S tier, dude. Just because it acts as a negative weight, you can make it really heavy and get so much carrying space. Plus, when my experience, when I get to the convict quest, I'm usually pretty weighed down and I need carry capacity badly because I'm still lugging around my starting ball and that's heavy. But yeah, Iron Spoon of Liberation. Free action when carried. Is that new? No, it isn't. Invoked. Oh fuck, dude. I'm gonna put it in A tier, but just know I might be wrong and it might be S tier. I just really like the phasing. Phasing is in Slotless Reaction. Phasing is, in my opinion, one of the most powerful things in the game, just because you can bypass so much shit with it. I don't actually know. I've not used it. Magic Mirror of Merlin. It's slotless. It's just slotless good shit that you can't say no to. Eyes of the Overworld. I'm content with putting them in A tier, but I think I'm gonna put them in B tier. And I say that just because I don't know if they've been buffed from vanilla. An X-ray vision is nice and all, but I think in NDNH they should provide a new style, like a new fighting style. That might do that. It's nice, but it's not the best thing ever. But it's using a slot that isn't particularly expensive. Although it is more expensive, there's more things you can put in this slot in dNetHack than vanilla. So maybe it should see some buff. Mantle of Heaven. I've definitely used it, I don't remember. Mitre of Holiness. Whoops, backs. Okay. Mitre of Holiness needs a buff. I think it's gonna get one soon, maybe, for seeing Invoke Timeout. I don't know. Treasure of Proteus, C tier. It's heavy still, 15, it's still kind of heavy. Polymorphing its contents can lead to it randomly being really heavy. It's just broken and weird, and the King of the Hill effect is cool. Curse resistance is nice. Yeah. I like to ditch it because it's just fucking annoying to use. Because you've got all those fucking resistant dudes and you're lower on corpses and all. Longbow of Diana. Where did I put... Okay, I'm gonna put this in C tier because I put Belthronding in D tier and it needs to be above Belthronding. I don't like using bows. They're really slow from like me interfacing with the game perspective. It's just more micromanagement that I don't like. And it's been buffed as much as is reasonable. In my opinion, we need O-prop arrows more commonly. Or a way for rangers to make O-prop arrows. And then maybe it could be good. Because you would need crazy DPS on it for it to be worth using, in my opinion, just because it's so annoying to use. MCOT. Put MCOT in A tier. It's really good in vanilla. It seems unbuffed from vanilla. It's just good free slotless shit, and these are valuable. The teleport controllables may be worth less in DNH due to Silver Key. Hef Dam might be worth less in DNH. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing some sort of thing. Maybe if it gave warning for like robbers or something, that would be neat. Tsurugi Murmasu. Why is it bloodthirsty now? So double damage, cool. A double damage, extra high damage. Two-handed sword seems nice and all, but it can't. The only guy that can get it is the samurai. And the 10% buy psych. Chris has really tried on this one. But I don't know why it's bloodthirsty. Remove that. The samurai is so much better off two-weaponing. With an offhand, whatever the weapon is that you can offhand and does the turbo damage to elementals. Insta-kills elementals, or other. Piek. Charging might be worth more in dNetHack, I don't know. I'm going to put it in S tier, just because of the infinite charging, and that can just be so abused. Orb of Fate. I'm going to put it in A tier, but I think it could use a weight reduction. I don't know. Actually, wait. DNH might reduce the weight of balls all together, crystal balls all together. I don't know. Solvativa. I'm gonna put it in A tier. It's nice, does a lot of damage. It's two-handed though. It's like Mjolnir, but for fire, and it can be used as a pole. It's like Mjolnir, but for fire. So it's A tier. Eye of the Ethiopia. This is a hot take, actually. I'm putting it in B tier just because the branch point isn't as useful. Ooh, but it gives the shit when carried on like 3.6. I think I want to see it give some special spell or something when we're in like some turbo arcane spell. This one, Kasagi no Tsurugi. This is the one I was talking about. Easy S tier because when you make it out of the Sword of the Deeps, it's just OP. Snickersnee, Intelligent Knife, Nameable, blah blah blah, maybe head targets, can be offhanded. Putting it in C tier, it might be good. I've not had any experience where I've ever been like, man, I really want to make that. P-Drag, S tier. C-Drag, S tier. These, I mean, they're S tier, but you probably won't ever get them. They just have such good coverage, and they do weigh a bit more, and I don't like how P-Drag has metal issues. But they're really good. Genocide, situationally, it's really good for clearing Astral. It's S tier, and it comes +9. Rod of Dis, I'm gonna put in B tier because Invoke for Taming is nice, and the Knockback is cool. It's just slotless, infinite taming. It's useful because sometimes you need that. Avarice is probably. Where did I put this Reaver? I don't know. I'm gonna put the. Wow, oh wow, I put Reaver in F tier. That's so untrue. I'm gonna put it in D tier. Theft is cool, but it's usually annoying. It can have utility though. Sometimes you need to steal something. Fire of Heaven. You only get this near the end. I'm gonna put it in E tier. It's probably better than that. But by the time I get this item, it's like, okay, 2 times fire damage and electrical explosions, and it might. Oh, it's a trident. It's still. You'd think it would be good, but by the time you get there, nuh-uh. Diadem of Amnesia. Sure, slotless conflict. Don't care. It's a dunce cap. Shadowlock. I'm gonna put in C tier. So Shadowlock is weird. I think it hurts you. Yeah, it deals 46 plus enchantment, maybe head. It has some cool interactions with something I don't remember. It's dumb. A lot of these are not very useful because by the time you get to them, like this, like what? This is F tier. Why did I put that? Fuck that. Serpent's Tooth, F tier. Unblemished Soul. What is? Who even has this? These must be demons I never fight. Wrath of Heaven, F tier. Now, all of the eye-seeing fly. That is an A tier item. And I'll tell you why. Helmet Telepathy, really useful for those that want telepathy. Usually my helmet slot is actually pretty free for a lot of plays. And the Area of Death is, what's it called? Shadow Flare is really nice as well. Cold Soul, again. All of these are just ass. Caress, I've never heard of anybody actually using it. Because by the time you get to it, you already have your weapon loadout figured out. Again, the Iconoclast, there's no enemy. It's niche. 1d99 versus those certain groups, plus MR when wielded. Just know, by the time you kill Daemon, you already have your shit figured out. Three-Headed Flail, I'm going to put in B tier. You can get Yengua early on, and this could be a really clutch... Oops. Could be a really clutch item for some people. Just move Clarent there. Okay. Yeah. Heart Cleaver, even if you get this early on. Oh wait, it can be used in melee combat. Oh, I missed that. I'm gonna put it in D tier though. Wrathful Wind, are these? Oh. Huh. Okay, so some of these you can get from guys you can spawn as a chaotic man with an altar and same sack. And you can get like your pet Thrown Archon you got from an early Candle of Invocation to kill him. Wrathful Wind, E tier. This shit, F tier. Doom Screamer, I'm going to put it in C tier. I've actually ended up using it before because I've made it too far without having a solid weapon. And been like, well, I guess I'm going to use this now that I've made it halfway through hell, and it's like, okay. Wand of Orcus is B tier. I mean, Invoke Death Zap is nice, but... And I think, oh, you can recharge it? I don't know. All of these items are probably B tier. And I don't have much room in my B tier. I'm going to see if I can migrate my B tier a bit. Or my C tier down a bit. Okay. And these all have long names. They're... honestly, it's funny to put the Sword of O'Neill below ARS, because it's objectively better, but the situations in which you acquire the Sword of O'Neill, one, it's lawful intelligence, so it's harder to be able to, you're less likely to be able to use it, and two, you usually don't end up acquiring it. Like, if you were to wish for an... Odds are low you'll ever be in a situation where it's a good time. Glaive of Shamsiel, put it in C tier. It's probably lower. Lance of Uriel, I'm going to put it in C tier. It's probably C tier. And Hammer of Buricule, again, I'm going to put that in C tier. It's probably D tier. So I've actually cleared the entire list now. Everything that's left... Oh wait, did I miss Demon Bane? Demon Bane blocks pass... Demon Bane is shit. Demon Bane is D tier. And... Alright, well that's about it, I think. So yeah, fix the broken items and buff shit. Mostly just buff shit. Don't nerf anything, just buff the shit items so that maybe I'll use them. And that's it. Peace.